management and strategies. When we say operational project management in organizational project management, so in big organizations, so there are portfolio management, program management, project management, all under the umbrella of OPM, organizational project management and strategy. So the big organization, or you can say the big boss, looking after the portfolio, project and project manager, or a department which is looking after these things. Why you have this type of organization like big organizations have? So that the whole project, the different projects that is being run in the company, it is in alignment with the organizational strategy. And when you are doing, it is the consistency of education and delivery. That means the best practices that you are using in one place, it can be used at other places and so on. So it brings uniformity in the knowledge, in the standard, everything within the company or group of company. It is for the organizational integration. That means it's not that everybody is independent fighting against each other. It's the integration of various departments that looks after the different products in the company. For example, if I talk about my company, I work for a British company called Unitech. And what does Unitech as a group do? They make turnkey projects for food factories. So it's not that new factories are built on a day-to-day basis. Sometime only the projects will come. So, but there are many chances in existing companies, they will say that, okay, we want to have a new conveyors, or we want to expand our conveyors line. So we have a department of conveyors, Unitech conveyors. So we take the project there. Now, there's some company we come to know, they are looking for metal detectors, checkweighers. So we have a driver South Hall, which looks after this. Now we look for washing machines for the food industries, for washing trays, crates, pallets, thousands of trays per hour and so on, the automatic line. So those type of things. So we have a Unitech washers. Now what happened? All are integrated with each other. What happens, for example, wherever we are supplying washing machine, we also know that this is a food company. So we try to check, do you need also conveyors? Do you also need metal detectors? Do you also need stainless steel production items? So the whole organization is represented as one, even though the departments or could be different. So organizational integration, it adds value to the organization. See, example, if somebody is buying something and I am able to sell something which is needed or which may be needed in the organization, I'm adding value to the organization. And it is also for the continuous development of the organization or of the product. Now we come to some important concepts, which I think I was trying to start. Project life cycle. What is a project life cycle? The series of phases that a project passes through from its start to completion. See, any project, example, you are doing this particular training. Okay. So it is not that it starts today and it will end today. So what happened, or if you are going to a market or you buy anything like a soap or a toothpaste or a bread, anything, it's not like that. So when you said that, okay, this particular training, so you must have done some market research. Okay, what is the coaching? Should I do online class? Should I do face-to-face class? And so many different questions you may have. Then the budget, everything, and then who is the trainer? What type of assistance they would provide? What is the passing rate of the organization? You may have checked through various phases. So those phases are all initiation. I said there are 5 stages in project. If you see, the first is initiation, second is planning, third is execution. The project is getting executed. So at the moment, we are in which phase? We are in the execution. The project is getting executed. And the fourth stage is monitoring and control. And I said monitoring and control generally always goes along the execution path. So what happens, for example, if I am training and if you don't understand any particular thing, so you can ask me now what will happen if the whole training has got completed, you have been awarded certificate, and afterward you say that, okay, the trainer didn't explain me this particular topic, or he didn't give me the question bank, he didn't give me the presentation. So now everything has got completed. There's no meaning of saying that. So you will keep on monitoring at the same time when execution is going on, and you can say, hello, Mr. Fasih, this is not clear. Can you explain this? Can you explain that? Can you give me some more example? Can you give me another example from my field? So what happened? It will, during the execution, I will keep on explaining the thing so it becomes clear to everybody. So that is why execution and monitoring and control goes hand in hand. Example, somebody is building a house. Now, if he sees that the cement that is being used is of inferior quality, it's not waterproof, high quality cement, it's a bad quality, normal cement. In the execution phase is stage, they find. So what is the best time to ask them to fix? That moment only. I don't want this cement. The cement is of bad quality. It is inferior quality. We have paid or we have agreed mutually that you will be giving me waterproof cement of particular brand. Let us say ACC cement, Lafarge cement, or whatsoever are the cement name. So you say these are the cement that I'm looking for. I don't want any other company. So you have to replace it and bring it and do it. So the execution, there is always monitoring and control goes hand in hand to make sure that the project is getting done in the best way as per the agreement and as per the agreed terms. And afterward comes the life cycle, the project closing. So the project, all the bills need to be cleared, all the drawings will be submitted by the project execution company or contractor to the customer, and all the notes, knowledge, all will be transferred. So that is called project life cycle. Similar thing also happens with the product life cycle. If you remember, I gave you the example of big tape recorders. People used to have tape recorders. Then they used to put battery and they would listen 8-9 songs when they are traveling. The time changed, and then people switched to Sony Walkman, where you would put a cassette, listen to 90 minutes, and you can put in your pocket, even though it was big and bulky. And I remember sometimes people used to put in their belt that Walkman cassette player so people can listen to music. Then what happened when the Walkman cassette player came? The previous generation of big tape recorders, it died. All those things got wiped out from the market. So now if everything got wiped out from the market, then another new project came. After this was the important development of iPod. So the Walkman got obsolete, it got wiped out. So the similar thing happens with the product. Now iPod also got obsolete down the time, and then it got wiped out. People have now iPhone, or they have their music, Samsung, or whichever Android phone they are using. They put the cassettes or the songs whatsoever in that itself, and they don't have carry a different. Like before, if you see cameras were very popular. If people would buy. I remember when we were small and we used to go in some marriages, and people would say, oh, there are 32 reel only. So sometime when children like us would ask, and the people would just put the flash, and they would not take the photo because reel was very, very limited. 32 photos only can be taken, or 34 photos can be taken. Now what happened? Digital cameras came. People used to have digital camera, Sony and all this, Canon and all this cameras came. Later on what came? That product also started becoming obsolete for the common people. And then mobile started coming with better quality, high resolution. So if you see, even the product goes through different life cycle, and it has to, if it will not improve and come up with a better feature, better up-to-date feature, what will happen? The product will fail and the product will die. If you remember, if anybody remembers the big Nokia mobile phone, 3310, 2310, I don't know, 1110, all this, did Nokia made bad quality of mobile? Did Nokia made bad quality of mobile that you don't see Nokia mobile anywhere in the world now? Rare? No. Nokia was making, in fact, the best mobile of their time, I'm saying. But what happened? People started coming up, different companies, they started coming up with Android and better features. And Nokia was still using Symbian software, and later on they shifted to Windows software, which was not user friendly like the Android mobile, which a child can even play. And then they were very, very slow in adapting to change. And what happened? The product was not meeting the change requirements. And then Nokia got wiped out from the market, even though at one time it was 80 or 82% of the whole mobile markets of the world was being captured only by Nokia. And in 18%, you will have all the mobiles of the world. But what happened? They didn't change. So what happened? If the product didn't change, it met the end of its life. So when the product is meeting or is like meeting the end of the, has to evolve to a better product to survive, or else the product will fail forever, or the product will die. So that is the product life cycle, and this is project life cycle. So similarly, so this is, and what happens? So this is project life cycle and product life cycle. Then project phase. It is a collection of logically related project activities. So example, if we are saying we are in the design phase, so we always say, where is this project? Project is in the design phase. I'm making the design of the house getting ready before I give award to contractor, or I give the project starts. So it is in the design phase. It is in the feasibility study phase. So you can understand it is in the design phase. So it is similar type of activities. It is in the execution phase. It is under study phase. So those are called phases. It is a similar related activities. Now comes phase gate. As I said, in many different books, different authors, or they follow, like some people write phase gate, some people write tall gate, some people write tall review. So everything is the same. So I have used phase gate because that is what the PMP book says. So, but if you find some questions, if you are solving, and if you come to our tall gate, tall review, don't get confused. All are the same word. What happens in the phase gate? See, example, if I am teaching, I keep on asking, is it something that you want to ask? Is it something clear before we move to the next topic? What is my objective? That before I move to the next topic, whatever is in the previous thing that we have discussed, is it clear to everybody? Everybody has understood everything. So if you have understood, you say, go, you can go ahead, you can teach more. Or you say, no, it is not clear. So that means it's no go. That means I have to explain it again in a better way with some better examples so that it becomes clear. So that is a phase gate. Now, after the design is made, it's not that immediately the execution starts happening. What happened after the design has been made? So the design engineer will show to the stakeholder, like you, if you are making your house. So he makes a house with only ground floor. You say, no, this design is not good. See, we are two brothers. I want two floors, ground floor and first floor. So not this one. So what you are doing from the design phase, before it goes to the execution phase, there is a discussion that happens. So that is called a phase gate, a review at the end of phase in which a decision is made either to continue to the next phase or to continue with modification or to end a program or project. So example, if we see after one or two design, this designer is useless. He is not doing a particular, let's cancel it. We'll give him little money and finish him the contract with him. So that can also happen. So this is called phase gate. Phase gate is the review. What is a project management process? A systematic series of activities towards achieving a common result is called the project management process. What is a project management process group? As I explained you, that the whole project has been divided in 5 parts. First is initiation or initiating. So this is a process group where all the activities related to initiation take place. Second is the planning phase, where all the activities related to planning. Who will be the buyer? Who will be the builder? Where we will get the material from? What will be the funding that we will do? So you are discussing all those things. That is in planning. And the third is execution. The project gets executed. Fourth is monitoring and controlling. As I said, execution and monitoring and control in most of the cases goes hand in hand. And the last phase is the closing phase, where all the discussions, final agreement. So example, you say to the contractor, see, you have made the house, but in the house you didn't put the doors. And as per our contract, you need to put the doors. So these are the pending tasks. So he says, okay, I will complete this pending task in the next 15 days. So you say, okay. Then again you meet and say, see, out of all the points, you have done everything, but you didn't paint. So that is a part. So he says, okay. So, this is the discussion till everything finishes on. Both the parties are happy. It's a win-win solution for both. Both make the payment, the documents are cleared, everything. And then comes project management knowledge areas. What is the knowledge area? So we will study the knowledge areas. Like example, we are thinking about procurement. Procurement is a knowledge areas. If we are thinking about, let us say, timeline management, scheduling, so that is a knowledge area. So all the activities related to procurement, we have to study in procurement knowledge area. All the activities related to what it is called scheduling, how the project will be scheduled is called project scheduling. So that is one knowledge area. So similarly, we have to study the knowledge areas, and you don't have to memorize it. It will, when you are doing, it will automatically, you will start understanding. Yeah, Joseph sir, please ask the question.
Yeah, can you please give examples of this project management processes and project management knowledge area? Any examples can you give?
Yes, sir. So example, unfortunately, I'm forgetting your industry, sir. If you can say, then I can give the example from your industry only.
Yeah, I'm from compressor manufacturer. We are manufacturers of air compressors.
Okay, sir. So what happens? So example, you are a project management process. So example, you are manufacturing air compressors for different companies. And these compressors may have a standard, but based upon the different type of requirement required by different companies, you will also customize it to suit the requirement that is coming from the different companies. So let us say one company contacts you and they say that we are looking for a compressor so that it can take care of the entire factory and these all things. So you say, okay, you do the various load calculation. How much is the load going to come on the compressor? How many compressors should be there? Like example, you say there should be 2 compressors. Then you suggest that we should have 3 compressors so that 2 are running and the third is on a standby. So that in case it fails or it's something. So the people say, okay. So you say that, okay. So the first, if you say, if you are a supplier, so for you, somebody contacted you that we are looking. So this is an initiation phase where you got a request for quotation or request for proposal depending upon the different countries. Some people use RFI, RFP, RFQ like that. So request for quotation or request for proposal. So your company got that. It's not that immediately you will give the submit the quotation. So what you will do? Somebody will have a site visit. So this all will come. So now you initiated, the project was initiated. Now in the planning phase, you said, okay, we will send our design engineer to go at the site and then make. So all those things are going in the planning. So you say we'll put 3 compressors of this kilowatts, 2 compressors will be working, 1 will be as a standby, there will be an air filter, and then you do some designs, you give them proposals. So there will be an air tank or a buffer tank which will store. This will be made like this. This will be made of high quality stainless steel or galvanized steel. So it does. So you are doing all this planning. Now you submitted them. They gave you the proposal. They gave you the purchase order. Now your company is going to in fact do the execution. So what execution they will do? They will manufacture the compressor as per the requirement that has been agreed by your company and the company that has given you the particular project. After you have manufactured, what you will do? You will now go and install it, do the commissioning, installation, and monitoring and control. So that team who has given you, so they are going to come and check. Hey, Mr. Joseph, you said you are going to give a stainless steel buffer tank. You have just given a simple galvanized buffer tank. Why did you give that? If you see our contract, in the contract, it is clearly mentioned that you will be giving a stainless steel buffer tank. So you say, okay, no issue. Maybe it's a mistake. We will replace it. That company is doing monitoring and control when you are doing the execution. Now, they also come and say, Mr. Joseph, you said you will be supplying us a 135 kilowatt 3 compressors. On the sticker that it is put here, I see just 124 kilowatt. Why it is less? Even though we are paying for 135, then you say, okay, no, because we did the load calculation. They will say, no, we are not going to accept because we have signed an agreement for 135 kilowatt. How can you give me a 124 kilowatt compressor? So you say, okay, let me talk to my company. I'll get it replaced or changed and something. So you are doing execution and they are doing monitoring and control. And finally, what will happen? All the things you have done, you have submitted, you have made the drawings, you have made the as-built drawing, you have trained the people, you have given all the manuals, documents, everything. All the bills have been cleared. Then the project will come to an end and then it will be called a so that will be called project management process group. So a logical grouping of project management input tools and techniques. So this is like the project management process group. And how it is different from project management knowledge areas? See, example, this particular project you got. Now, you are doing, so example, there you have to do a scheduling. You have to think, okay, see, example, when you are giving this proposal to the customer. So it's not that you will say, okay, we will manufacture in 6 weeks and we will deliver in 2 weeks. So you will do your all the understanding that, see, we already have these many projects in our hand. Our factory is already manufacturing this, all these things. So we are going to start the manufacturing on, let us say, 1st of June. And then it will take 8 weeks for us to manufacture everything that is required. Then 3 weeks will take for the shipment. 2 weeks will take for the clearance. And then we will send our engineers to do the, so you say this whole project from the start till the end of the signing the agreement, it is 16 weeks project. How did you come up with this number? So this particular knowledge is called scheduling. How you are scheduling? You are going to schedule it based upon some input, based upon some parameters, and then you are going to give an output that in 16 weeks, we are going to do the project from the time we receive the purchase order till the final time we successfully install, commission, and train your staff. So this is called like scheduling. So this particular knowledge area is called scheduling. Similar thing, how would you say that this project is of 1 million dirham? Example, I am saying, I don't know the price, I'm just random number. So you say you will do the costing, you will do various costing. So that cost management. Okay, we will require this much stainless steel. So this will be with the cost. This is our labor charge. This is the fabrication charge. This is the charge of the units or spares that you will use. So all those costing, addition, subtraction, whatsoever you will do, and you will come up with numbers. So that is related to cost management. So that is a project management knowledge areas related to cost management. Project management knowledge area related to scheduling. Likewise. So is it clear, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Fazi, for this. One final question. So, if this what I understand is project management knowledge area is more a phase where you collect all the information, give a commitment to the customer. This is going to be the lead time, or this is going to be the execution project time, or this is going to be the cost. So, this particular phase should come ahead of this project process group or a project management processes, right? So why it is coming at the last stage of the components?
No, sir. It will not come at the last. If you will see the next 1 page or 2 page, you will see that some of the concepts in the project management knowledge area, it comes in the initiation phase. Some comes in the execution phase. So we will come to after 2 page, I think 2 slide, that one will come. That there it will come clear. So it's not that it comes in the end. For various things, like example, if you have to give a costing, so costing you will give in the beginning only, correct? In the planning phase only, you will give all the costing.
Yeah.
When you are doing, so it will come in the beginning. But there are some other thing, like example, so those things will come at the end. That will somewhere come in the middle. So that one we will check. Like example, in the coming 2 pages, it will become very clear as which one will come where.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So project life cycle we said. That project can be carried out into phases of work to be completed with a significant milestone between each phase. Feasibility. So example, as I give the example of what Mr. Joseph was asking. So example, his company is asked, let us say for a big particular project. Say example, the NEOM project in Saudi Arabia, huge project. They ask that they are looking for a vacuuming solution for the garbage of the city. And they need compressors which are of, let us say, 500 megawatt each. So they come to Mr. Joseph company. Mr. Joseph will do the feasibility. They will say, can we do this? Can we not do? They say, oh, the maximum compressor that we manufacture is not more than 65 kilowatt. They are looking for compressors which is more than 500 kilowatt and above. So in the feasibility, they will say, this is something which is not feasible for us. We cannot do. Finish. Or they say, okay, we are making 65 kilowatt. Can we do it? So the team, the management will sit and say, yes. Why can't we do it? We know all the technology. We have everything. We have to build it on a bigger scale. That's it. So now they will go for design. They will do the designing and they will say, okay, this should be the design. They will build it. Suppose they get the purchase order. So they will manufacture it. Then they will test it if it is functioning right or wrong. Then they will commission it. Another word is deploy it. Commission it, test it, install it, something. And then finally, when the unit is running.
Feasibility. Can you repeat feasibility once?
Feasibility is, sir, what? Feasibility is only that if it is feasible or not, whether it is okay to do it or not. And what I did last time, I think I shared one thing. So if you go in extra, in the folder that I have shared with you, so if you go in extra, I think in more extra, so I have attached one feasibility report that I did for a particular company. And I said that the best way of making any feasibility report or any report is to think that it is for layman. And what is a layman? As I said, layman is somebody who doesn't have any particular knowledge of that particular activity. And this is a very famous story that I have said, I think, in many training before. It is just funny, nothing to like say or think bad or good about anything. So Albert Einstein, if you know the name, he was one of the greatest scientists of his time, and he developed theory of relativity, and E is equal to mc square, energy is equal to mass and light conversion and all those things in physics. So when he developed a theory of relativity, and there were few people in the world who really understood that complex theory. It was very complex theory of that time. Scientists were not even able to understand. So before I go into the layman concept, I will go into that how complex was the theory. So there was a scientist similar to that time of at the time of Einstein. His name was Richard P. Feynman. And who was Richard P. Feynman? If you know nanotechnology and nanotubes and nanotechnology that is becoming very popular, he is called the father of nanotechnology, Richard P. Feynman. So one of the person asked question to Richard P. Feynman, sir, I have heard that theory of relativity is extremely complex, and even the scientists in the world are not able to understand what this theory Einstein has given. And I have heard that there are only 3 people in the world who understands this theory of relativity. Why it is so? And then Richard P. Feynman is very much silent for a long time. So the press reporter asked, sir, is there something wrong? So he said, I was just thinking who is the third person beside Einstein and me who understands this theory. So that means it was extremely complex for that time. And people were not understanding what is this theory of relativity. Still, people do not understand theory of relativity. So those, just to make you understand as a layman, because people may not be from the physics field or engineering field or science field. So if I have to explain in a layman field, layman means who doesn't have any information. So the theory of relativity is, so if example, the exact example that is given is like example, if there are 2 identical twins, 2 identical brothers or sisters, and one of them remains on Earth and another travels in the space with the speed of light, and he travels only for 1 day as per the space time. And if he comes after 1 day of the space time, he will find his brother has grown up by the age of approximately 70 years. So example, if he left his brother at 20 years of age, his brother has become now 90 years. And this boy or this man is still very young of 20 years. So this theory of relativity is like this. It relates how the time dilation happens, how the time gets elongated or diluted in the space when something is moving with the speed of light. It's extremely complex to understand, but this is just what. So one time Einstein, he was a great scientist, and so he was asked by one of the female press reporter that, sir, can you explain to me that everybody says this theory of relativity is so complex? Can you explain to me as a layman, what is this theory of relativity that nobody is understanding? So he said, Einstein, see, you will understand it very easily. I will explain to you. So the press reporter, female reporter said, and it's a funny thing, but it's the correct thing. So Einstein said to the press reporter, see, madam, you are very, very beautiful. So if I spend whole day with you, I will feel that I will spend just a moment with you because you are very beautiful. I would not like to go away from you. So, but if I put my finger on fire for a second, the pain will be there for the whole day. So even though if you see, I spend full day with you, but it feels like I spent just a moment with you. And if I put my finger on fire for a moment, it feels that it pains for the whole day. So this is theory of relativity for layman. So I said this one to say that the feasibility or any engineering report or project report, it should be built with the concept that it will be read by CEO, director, finance manager who may not have the knowledge of technical knowledge. So you have to try to explain it. Don't assume that people know. You have to make it understand. So this is a report that I prepared. You can see it. It was done in Saudi Arabia, where I joined a company for a few months. So I've given the background of this company, and this company know what is the project all about, why the feasibility is done. The feasibility is being done because there was a company called Al Washim Poultry. They built a huge new brand factory, but the brothers have fought. They don't have money. So no, this factory is newly built. Some work is still pending a little bit, but the factory is futuristic factory has been built. Just a minute. So what happens? So now this particular company, Golden Chicken, they are looking for opportunity, whether we should buy their factory that they have built up, Al Washim, or whether we should rent their factory on annual basis for a few years till the time we build our new factory. So this is the feasibility study, whether we should do it or whether we should not do it. And if we should buy it, then how much we should buy it. And if we should rent it, then in how much should I rent it? It is just a good report. If you can read it in your free time, it will build up your concepts as how I have gone through. I'm not saying this is the best report, because there are many people who can make better reports than me, and this is many years back. So still, so what I've tried to do, that I have tried to do what are the pending work, what is there. So I've done a feasibility study that I said estimated cost of brand new production line is 5 million euros, and if it is for 12,000, it is 6 million euros. So this plant was in the middle. It was around 10,000 birds per hour. So we have assumed that the price is 5.5 million euros. And we have considered the depreciation of machines. Depreciation means the value gets lost in 15 years. And then with a salvage value set at 0.5 million euros. What is a salvage value? So example, salvage value is, even though after 15 years we sell those machines, so it will still fetch me 0.5 million euros. That means it is still, I will be able to get 0.5 million euros. Or you can say, even in junkyard condition, at least you will get this much amount of money. So that is the salvage value. So I have calculated, then there are ways by which you calculate the depreciation, how the price should go down. There are different methods like a straight line method, double depreciation, double straight line, and so on. So I've used a straight line method, normal method that can be found on internet also. I have assumed that the asset cost is 5.5 million euros. The total timeline is 15 years of depreciation and 0.5 million euros. So if you do, it will give you the value that with the straight line method, every year the values decreases by 363,333 euros. So in 2019, the ending, because this report is made in 2019, the ending book value will be 4.046 million euros. This is in euros. Similarly, I did for each and every aspects of the factory, like refrigeration and other thing, cut up line and this line, that line. And then I added all the prices of the whole factory, civil, different factories and everything. And I came to the value what? That the total price of the full factory after depreciation should be, including the land, assets, everything, should be 67 million real. So the company management can understand that if they have to go and negotiate with the seller, they will say, okay, I will pay you 50 million real or 60 million real, or they know that at least this is what they can maximum pay. So they will try to make a negotiation below this particular number. So 67 million Saudi Arabian real is the approximated. Then I did the return on investment, that considering how much per day you will be able to do in the worst condition and in the best condition. And for return on investment, as I said, we always do calculation on the bad condition or the worst condition. So we say 67 million real, and in the worst condition, you will make a profit of 192,000 real. So in 350 days or approximately 1 year, you are going to get back your money. Scenario 2 and everything. Then I said, caution, we need to make an agreement for at least 10 years if you are taking on rent, or if you buy, that is the best. Conclusion, it is the best to buy the complete premises with all the machine, so that after 1 year, the complete plant gives us profit, better market presence, and fast expansion. So this is a feasibility report. Now, based upon this feasibility report, the company will see if, now I have done a feasibility report. Now the company will think whether 67 million is something which the company can afford, the board of directors can afford or not. So if they cannot afford, they may go just for the renting purpose, renting, how much the renting would be there. I also calculated the rent, that this is the rent approximate, how much should be paid. So that is the project life cycle. If everything goes on right, so this is the feasibility, the first stage, whether we should do it or not. Example, if you want to make your own house in whichever city you live or whichever area or town you live, so it's not that you go and start making. You will say that, okay, what is the land price? So the land price, especially in India, if you see, the land price is skyrocketing, very, very, very high, as well as in other parts of the world. The price of the land is going very, very high. Example, I'm just saying, you go and you like a land of, let us say, 1400 square feet, and they ask you 5 million Indian rupees, or let us say whatsoever is in the other currency. So now you will do feasibility. Can I get the money from somewhere? Oh, I have only 1 million. Where I will get the 4 million? Can I take the bank? Can I do this? All the feasibility you will do, whether I should do it or I should not do this, whether it is feasible for me, achievable for me or not. Once it is done, you say, oh, okay, yes, it is feasible. Then you go with other steps: design, build, test, deploy, and close. So that is a general project life cycle. And then we talk about the product life cycle. What is the product? Sorry, it went up, I think. So this is the project life cycle. And then we come about the product life cycle. I gave you the example that, example, Sony Walkman was introduced and all the tape recorders vanished from the market. So when Sony Walkman was introduction, people started liking it. It started gaining popularity, growth, matured. And what happened then? Slowly, iPod came in the market. You can play 1,000 songs on that small MP3 player. And now this product started declining till it comes to an end. Now let me give you another example of, let us say, Apple. So Apple started this company. They launched their, let us say, laptop or Macintosh, everything. It started growing, matured. Now what will happen? Other companies will also start making similar thing, better thing. Your product is going to decline. If you don't want it to decline, launch different product. So what they did, launch iPhone, one of the most successful mobiles ever, product extension. That is why you see they create such a sense of like uniqueness or passion in the market that everybody say, which mobile? iPhone 13, 14, 15. People are crazy for that product extension. You go for iPhone, you go for different TV, iPad, Air, and so many different product extensions. So your product and your company is still relevant to the market. If you don't introduce products yearly, frequently, what will happen? People will lose interest. They say, oh, I got bored. And then when the people will get bored of your product, some better products will come in the market. Your products will start declining. So this is called a product life cycle. Product grows from introduction to growth, maturity, and either it declines or the product extension happen with time. So you will see this is called product life cycle. Any product that you see, that is why, like in today's world, we all are educated people, we all are studying, but don't take me in a wrong sense. I'm just saying as a good friend, like in latest time, if you think, I have done my engineering, example, I did my engineering in 2008. Okay. But if I want to be relevant in the market, if I want to be relevant in the workforce, I want to get better job, I want to get better position, I want to get better salary. It's not only that I did 15 years back, example, engineering, that is enough. Now, if I want to grow, I have to do something else. I have to do my MBA. I have to do some certifications. I have to do some extra thing, like example, some certification, some value addition in myself. So what will happen? Your value will increase. So example, right now, example, for me, when I did my engineering, I started working, I came to Saudi. When I came to UAE, the first thing that I did in my life, because I knew that I was not getting good position because I didn't have any master's degree. To be honest, somebody can, when we say masters, it can be masters in any field. I'm not saying about MTech or MBA or anything. So I decided to do an MBA along with my job. And it's not easy because when you are doing a full-time executive MBA program in a good college, so they make it rigorous. You have to study, you have to give exams, you have to work very hard. But that is one of the challenge. And so along with my job, I tried to do that MBA. I did my MBA. So I become relevant in the market. My value increases a bit. I'm not saying it increases a lot, but it increases a bit. Then I did some other courses, some other certifications, small. So you have to make yourself relevant in the market. Otherwise, what will happen? Our response in the market will also keep on declining. And any company, when they say people, okay, oh, when did you do an MBA? You did MBA 5 years back. Okay. When you did PMP, I did my PMP example, I'm saying 2023. Okay, when you did this, 2022. So when they see that this person or this candidate, male or female, anybody, it is for everybody, they see that there is still a learning curve in his path. So this person is trying to be relevant in the market, is dynamic. He's not static. He's not like outdated. So that is why it's very important that in our career, in our life, in our job, we also do, instead of product extension, we do also knowledge extension, some extra certifications, some extra exams, some extra learning. And if you remember last time I told you, I think I told you or not, I think I told your batch that there are many free places where you can learn anything for free. Did I tell you?
No.
No, Mr. Vasi, no.
No. So if you have not done, see, I'm not saying that spend money. Money, why you will spend? Now everything is free in the world. So you go on this website, edx.org. Okay. Make an online account free. It's free account. I'm not saying you have to spend any money. And what is EDX all about? Example, just I'm playing example. Now I know what are the best universities. So I know Stanford. Stanford is the best university. Harvard is the best university. Pennsylvania is the best university. So there are hundreds of courses for free available on Stanford. So example, I want to learn a topic of leadership. I want to learn leadership. Okay. From Harvard Business School, if you saw, Harvard University is the best university. So what they're saying, exercising leadership. They are saying this is a 4-week course. It starts April 22. That means it starts today. And another batch starts June 28. So I can enroll. Example, I'm saying you, I want to enroll in this batch. So this set, I'm doing a course from where? Harvard University. Harvard University is the best university in the world. How much money I have to pay for doing this course? Zero. I don't have to pay any money. But they will also give me a certificate when I will complete this course. They will give me exercising leadership, foundation principles. Mr. Fasi Haider successfully completed a certification course from Harvard University on exercising leadership on foundation principles. For example, this particular thing what they have written, and it started on 22 January, it ended on 28 June, and like this. So institution is Harvard. These all things you will get, what you will learn, these all things you will learn. How to unbundle the complex challenges, how to approach conflict and everything. What is the syllabus? Get on the balcony, identify the work to be done. Who is going to teach you? Mr. Ronald Heifetz. He is the founder, Center for Public Leadership, King Hussein bin Talal, Senior Lecturer in Public, Harvard Kennedy University, and so on. See, there is something, they know how this company is like doing this course. See, for people like me who don't want to spend money, miser people, audit track. So if I do this course for free, I have access to so whatever training material is there, it will expire on May 20. So I have to save it, study it before that, and world-class certification, everything. So I will get a certificate if I do. But example, If I want to share it on LinkedIn, I want to give it to some companies in my CV. So example, if I have a certificate, let us say from Harvard, and I send to you, so you can change first year and you can put your name. So how can a recruiter or a company verify? So there is a downside. If you see, there is a track link. So you click that link, it verifies that yes, this particular course has been done by Mr. Fasih Haider. So that is a verified track. So if you want to do a verified certificate, you pay $139 and you do a verified certificate. If you want to do free, like what I do generally, you do audit track. In free you don't have to pay any money. Later on, if you want to change your mind, then also you can pay $139 and get. But it is always recommended to get a verified track certificate because it is a bit more valuable because anybody can verify. So that if this so example, I will show you my LinkedIn profile, 1 minute only. I'm going off the field, but just to explain a bit because what has happened. So example, this is more. See, view my verified achievement from CIM Chartered Managers Canada. So if I click this or you click this, those who will see this, if they click, they say, did he really pass or is just saying useless boasting? So you click that link and it shows, yes, this person, the badge was issued on 31 May 2023. See, I passed it long back, but it is saying 31 May 2023, 31 May. What is the expires on May 31? Okay, so it was done. They are saying issued on 25 May 2022. In reality, I did it 2-3 years back, but every year I have to pay the fees to renew it. So then somebody can click verify badge. It will show everything. Issued on 25, accepted on this. So it will show, yes, this is a certification that he has achieved and the certificate is Chartered Managers. What is this Chartered Manager course? So it shows that it is designation holders are able to obtain certain. So it says is the highest status that can be achieved in the management profession and is a prestigious internationally recognized designation in management and leadership. Like this on leadership strategy and everything. So keep on doing these courses. And example, if somebody wants to do a course from IIM, which is a very famous Indian Institute of Management. So you can do from any IIM for free. So I want to do digital marketing from IIM Bangalore, managing family business, anything. You can do lots of courses. You are thinking, okay, I will go Stanford, do a course, check which all courses are there. So very good platform. So whatever knowledge, engineering, mathematics, science, anything that you want to do, leadership, project management, product management, whichever field you are, you can do thousands of courses for free. And it's a great platform. I'm just going to mention it here on our link. Okay, this is our link. Where it is writing. So I hope you will like it. All the best for this. And so the purpose, see, I'm not like getting any money or something from them that I'm saying. It's just on a friendly basis that you have to keep on adding your value in the market to be relevant in the market. Now you must be hearing that now artificial intelligence and this chat GPT and all those things are coming. So many jobs can be in danger. It can be in danger, but not for people who will update themselves. Now we come to project lifecycle. We already did feasibility and everything. Now project management knowledge areas. I think so there are 10 knowledge areas that we have to study. One is example, the schedule management, cost management, quality management, resources management, communication management, risk management, procurement management, stakeholder management, and the last is scope management. So what has happened? And this all target schedule management. A project manager can assign somebody to make the schedule. A project manager can assign somebody to do the costing. A project manager can assign somebody to do the quality check. He can assign somebody to do resources. He can assign somebody to do communication on his behalf. He can assign somebody to understand the risk. He can assign somebody to do procurement. But there is one thing which he cannot assign, and that is the integration. He can do each and every activities he can ask somebody to do, but integration management is something which only a project manager has to do. What is integration? To keep a track of everything: scope, schedule, cost, quality, resource, communication, risk, procurement, and stakeholder management. What are these topics? We will study in detail, but we will take a 10-minute break so people can wash their face. They don't feel sleepy. Take some water, fresh themselves. So we meet at 4:15 as per my clock. If it is fine with you all people, 10-minute break.
Yeah, 10 minutes will be.
That's fine.
Anything, if anybody has to ask, please ask in the break time if somebody has to ask, or you can take break, and after the class also you can ask 10-15 minutes. It's all right. Or else we meet after 10 minutes. See you. So, hello everyone. I hope everyone is back.
Yes.
So, anything that somebody wants to ask, please ask me before we go further, because now we are after today's class, the things speed it will increase a bit, because I have a task of completing 700 how many pages, big pages, but this is the complete preparation. So you will be I can assure you that you will be very comfortable, and it will not be a rush, because once everything is built up, the concept is built up, it's very easy to explain. So I hope that website you have remembered, edx.org. It's a very good website for learning and growing in life. It's not only about certification. There are many things that you can learn on that. Example, somebody wants to do some business. You want to learn entrepreneurship, how to do that, how to raise fund. Go there, learn from the best mind of the world, the best universities of the world for free. You're not paying any money. So it's a great platform. Please do that. And in case one more website I'm recommending, it's not like website, but if you want to like download any book for free, so go on this particular website. You can download all the books for free. pdfdrive.com. So example, you want to learn about most popular business, career, fiction. Tell me any book that you want to know. Any book that you think, any subject.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
What, sir? You write in chat which book you are saying.
I said Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Achha, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It will be there, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. See? This book, correct? So click here. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Sorry, Nageshwar sir, that because of the change in the time slot, you have to miss the class. But don't worry. As you say, the pace is okay. And tomorrow also we can revise. Just so this is how we download. I'm just teaching this trick, like how to download. Just download and then wait for a few seconds. Just wait. I will share that link also, so that if you want to download. Now there are two options: download PUB, EVA, three options: PDF, EPUB, MOBI. Download PDF. Okay, so just click here, download PDF, and then wait. So it is downloading. In 12 seconds, 10 seconds, it is going to download the book which you are looking for. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, any topic. Almost, I'm not saying it has million of copies, but almost everything you can get for free, whichever thing that you want to learn, whichever thing you want to do. So a very good platform for personal use if you want to do. So here the book comes. High definition book it will be, hopefully. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, what the rich. See? The whole book is here. Don't have to pay any single money. So you can see the whole book is here. So it's a very good. So no. So, okay, now we come back to our topic. So we have no. So Nagashekar sir, you are just leaving now?
Mr. Fase, I will stay, but I will not be active because I have another course which is planned today from 3:30 to 6:30.
Six Sigma or something you are doing or what?
No, this is the day one for like operations and supply chain management from SPJ.
You are doing from SPJ?
Yeah.
So I have done my MBA from there only.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, today is the day one. Today is day one.
Okay, so Mr. Gary Stackport is going to come. The dean. The dean is Mr. Gary Stackport. Nice man, gentleman from UK. So listen to his lectures. All the best. Yes.
Thank you very much. Hope this course will be useful.
Also, sir, this one video will be shared. I will ask them to share it by early morning so that you can watch the remaining that you have not attended so that you don't miss.
Sure. I will go through.
Okay, thank you. So we come to about the project. Welcome. So project management knowledge areas. As I said, there are 10 project management knowledge areas. So you please understand, I would request your attention for next 45 minutes, because this is going to build up the whole concept of PM book 6. So if you understand this particular thing, the other things are reading thing. So the first topic is what? Project scope management, project integration management. I'm intentionally leaving. I will do it after I do other topic. So project scope management. What is the project scope management? From the word, English word, you can understand. It is about managing the scope of the project. So what is the scope all about? Suppose you call somebody to paint your room. Simple project. You want your house to be painted. So you call a painter or a painting company and you ask that I want you to paint the whole flat. So he says, okay. If your scope is very well defined, so you will say, see, what I want is that you have to remove the old paint, make sure everything is neat and clean, and then you apply first paint, base paint of this particular quality, this particular brand, of this particular color. Okay, let it dry for 3 days, and then you apply the second coat of paint of this quality, this brand, this, and make sure the finish is okay. You say everything do's and don'ts. After that, when you are going, you have to make sure that the whole flat is clean. Don't leave paint here. Don't make the paint fall down. So what you are trying to do, you are discussing the scope of the project. So what you are trying to do, you are defining what are the things they need to do. You are defining what are the things they not need to do. So this is all about project scope management. Is it only in this construction? No, it can be in any field. Suppose if you are doing a training, this particular training. So what is the scope of this training? So the scope of this training is I'll be training you on projects management, and it is as per the PMP exam and also of the 7th edition, the latest edition. So that is the project scope. What is the other project scope? The whole training has to be completed in 35 hours. Okay, perfect. What is the third scope? I will give you the presentation. I will give you the books. I will give you the study materials. I will give you the practical relevant examples. I will give you the practical project experience that I have done or that is in the marketplace. I will give you some case studies just for extra studies. I will give you some other thing. I will give you question bank so that you can practice the questions on each topic individually in the Excel sheet that I've already shared. What are the other scope? There will be a when you all will be filling the question, the PMP exam, you can always conduct IMC. The IMC team will support you in filling the papers, in filling the files for that for free. What is the other thing that IMC has promised or we have promised? That they will be also, you will be given a user ID password for the learning management system where you can practice the exam related questions on PMP. It will build up your thing. So these are the scope. Now, when these scopes are defined to you and you say that, see, you all told that you will give the presentation. Where is the presentation? I didn't receive. It is in the scope. So, you can always, when the scopes are written, well-defined, clear, the project is very, very easy to do for both the parties. There's no conflict, no fighting. So example, other product. So example, you are making a software. So you say, okay, you are looking for making a software. I'm looking for building up a software. So I ask a particular software company. So I ask them what you are going to do. We'll say, sir, we are going to develop the software that you are looking for. What else you will do? We are going to give you 24/7 assistance in case of troubleshooting of anything. For how much time? For 2 years. Wow, great. What is the other thing about my data? Yes, every month we will be giving you this data. Every month we will give you that report. Okay. What about like training our people? Because if this particular software, it is new, It will be new for us. So will you train our people? Yes, we will arrange 6-hour training for all your staffs. So, these are the things what we are discussing, project scope. So why we need to discuss the project scope management? Why we need to have it well documented, well written, each and everything that you want? Because as better project scope is written, the company who is going to do the project or the party that is going to do the project, they are not going to make mistakes. They know what is there and the scope if they are submitting. So it will be legally binded on them. If you say that as per the scope, you have to make sure these things are there. Then there are other things that need to follow. So those all things will become as a part of project scope management. Also, when the things are written in clearly in well documented, it becomes clear. There's no ambiguity, nothing that is not clear. So you become very much familiar what is required, what is not required, what should be done, what should not be done. So this is all about project scope management. Is it clear, sir? Everybody, project scope management. If anybody has to ask anything, please ask. See, now what we will do when we will do the detailed study of this topic, we will study more in detail. But it is just building up of the basic concept. Many things will be theoretical just to read. But this is the whole concept of project scope management. Is it clear? Project scope management. So, yeah. So now we come to project schedule management. What is schedule management? Project schedule management. It includes the process required to manage the timely completion of the project. So example, I say this project will start. Example, when this project is started. So, this is the schedule has been written here. So this is the schedule that has been written, that it will start on 16th of Sunday, 22, 23rd, 28, 30, 6, 7, 13, 14, 20, 31, 27th of May, the whole project is going to get completed. So this is the project all about. Okay, so these are the schedule. What is the time? 12:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. and other times. So this is the schedule that has been defined. So the whole project is going to be finished in 35 hours. So this is what we are discussing in project schedule management, that what is, so people can understand, okay, when the project will start, when the project is going to get completed. Can the project get delayed? Yes, the project can get delayed sometime. What can happen? Example, all of a sudden there is, God forbid, there is some emergency situation which has never happened, and I pray God that never this type of situation happens. One class has been cancelled, so I have to request to do it. So that can be a delay from the expected timeline. Now suppose everything has got completed, but still some of the participant, one participant, two participant, for them something is not clear. And as I said, this association or this training, when we conduct the training, especially when I conduct the training, I don't just want to complete in 35 hours, then it is like finish. I don't know. No, it's not like that. When I particularly train people, I make sure that I am associated with you till you pass your exam. So in case if you are preparing also your question, if you are preparing also for your exam, you as a human being, we can get stuck sometime. So you ask, I will answer you. It's not that immediately I can, because I am also working full time in a company. So maybe in the night I will reply to you, your WhatsApp or email, or maybe the next day I will reply, but I will reply to you. So that is, and if example you all have prepared, and after 1 month you all say that, sir or Mr. Fasi, this particular topic is actually, I'm a bit confused. Can you explain? So I do also again explain to you all people, 10, 15 minutes, half hour, depending upon my schedule and your schedule. We fix a particular time and we do set up like that to help you all people. So that all thing can happen, but still there is a project schedule, because when the project will start, when the project will finish, and in the project schedule management, many things else will come. Example, let me give a construction example. Why? Because it is something which everybody can understand. So example, you say, okay, the digging will start this time. The excavation will start this time. The building will start this time. This is the time when the plaster will start. This is the time when this will start. So the company knows, example, this is the time when painting start. So the project manager understand that when he should bring the painters at the site, on the day the paint is going to start, not 1 week before, 10 days before, 3 months before, or from the beginning. Because if you bring painters from the beginning, what they're going to do? They're not going to do anything. They're not going to do any value addition. And what will happen? Money will be wasted. You will be your cost will increase. So a good project manager understands the schedule well. He knows that as per the schedule, he need to bring the right resources, right material at the right time. Right resources, right material at the right time. Not before, not after. So example, there are 10 activities that need a crane. You cannot bring crane, keep a crane at your site every day because it's costly to rent it. So you will say, how can I plan 10 different activities so that when the crane comes, all 10 different work can be done together. So that is also a project schedule idea, project schedule management. It includes the process required to manage the timely completion of the project. Another thing that you will see, that project is already delayed by 50%. It has delayed a lot. Now you have to complete it. What you should do. So those all things we will study in project schedule management as how to manage your timely completion of the project. So this is in detail we have to study in project schedule management. Now the third thing we have to study is project cost management. What is the cost management? It includes the process involved in planning, estimating, budgeting, financing, funding, managing, and controlling costs so that the project can be completed within the approved budget. First is planning. What is planning? You know, example, I am planning to buy a car. So I am planning to buy a car. So my friend or somebody can ask, what is the estimate? Oh, the estimate is, let us say, example, I'm just saying 30,000 dirham. You want to buy a second-hand car? Yes, my budget is around 30 only. So 30,000 dirham. So you see, then you say, okay, but why don't you buy a brand new car? It is coming in 60,000. I don't have 30,000. I have only 30,000 and the remaining 30,000, go for bank financing. Go for financing from your bank. So that is financing. Now, another word is funding. So what is the difference between financing and funding? Can somebody explain a bit? Financing and funding, basic difference.
So whatever you get from your bank or for some risk for an interest, that is called financing.
Yeah.
Funding is like, okay, there's a very thin difference. That, okay, I'll try to say. Funding is like, for example, like you're starting a company, I'm your friend. I'm giving you money without
Correct.
any interest or whatever. I'm just funding for your company. So that's
correct, sir, correct. You are absolutely correct. So financing is like you go to bank or to lending agencies, you take on interest or whatsoever is the mode of agreement, 5%, 2%, 10% or whatsoever charges. So that is financing. And funding is through your friends, through your relatives, or through some people who want to invest in your setup. So that is a funding. So when we are saying, so project cost management, it includes the process involved in planning, estimating, budgeting, financing. So example, if the project that you want to do is 1 million dirham or $1 million. So you say, okay, I have this much money. From where we will do the remaining 60% of the money? Can we go to finance? Can we go to funding? So those all things comes in project cost management, how to manage our cost. So when to buy the right thing, from where to purchase the right resources or products or spares or manpower. So, those all things will come as a project cost management, because as a project manager, the ultimate aim is to do the project perfectly as per the scope in the defined cost. Many projects are done, but sometimes the projects overshoot the budget, the budgets overshoot. That means generally the budget, like example, whatever is the cost, it goes above it. It happens with us also. Example, sometime, like example, when we plan for a vacation or we plan to go home or something somewhere. So you say that, okay, this is the money that I think I will be needing. And when you go in reality, you do some other thing, you buy something, you buy that, then your total estimated planned value, it increases. So the project cost also increases. And also if you see in the beginning of the project, what happens? So example, I am saying that I want to start, let us say, an office of our company in India, let us say in Gujarat. I want to start a small office of our company. So I will say that based upon my understanding, I tell my company that, okay, we will need around 10 lakh rupees, Indian rupees, or 1 million Indian rupees to start this particular small office in India. But in reality, when I go there, I say, oh my goodness, I didn't know that in years, India has gone so much high cost. So furnitures are coming this much. I thought I can get a good stuff in this much amount of money. It's going this much. So maybe my money, the thought amount can go up. So the project can go up. It can go up, but the project is like what happened. So you have to make sure that how you will manage your funds, how will you manage your cost to make sure that the project is under control and you are controlling the cost so that the project can be completed within the approved budget. When we will go inside this project cost management, we will learn 2 new concepts like contingency reserve, management reserve. So those things will come again, but this is all about project cost management, from where you can buy the input items so that you save the money. This happens also with our life. Like example, as a normal family, simple family, I'm saying, I'm not talking about the rich, but about normal people. When we also go, we say, okay, from where I can buy this so that I can save some money, where it will be in economical price or where it will be in good price. So we also do the same thing. So similarly in the project, when you are ordering something, you also compare. Now we will study different thing like comparing 4 quotations, comparing 3 quotations, comparing the quotation based upon the price or comparing the quotation based upon what you are looking about the virtues, about the thing. So that is all in project cost management. It involves the process involved in planning, estimating, budgeting, financing, funding, managing, and controlling costs so that the project can be completed within the approved budget. This is project cost management. We don't want the project cost to increase. We want it to be within the estimated cost. So the last one is, this one is we are not doing at the moment. We will do after we complete the other. So project quality management. What is quality management? It includes the process for incorporating the organization's quality policy regarding planning, managing, and controlling project and product quality requirement in order to meet stakeholders' expectation. So example, if you know we are doing a particular project, so we say that the machine that we are going to supply, it is going to be stainless steel of grade 304 or 316. There are grades. So in food industries, the recommended grade is 304 and 316. 316 is better than 304. So now the company has to check. This company is saying that the stainless steel is 304 grade. Is it 304 grade or is it not? They said that the welding will be very smooth. Is the welding smooth or rough? What you are trying to control? You are trying to control the quality that we have promised. Are we meeting the promised quality or not? So project quality management, it includes the process for incorporating the organization's quality policy regarding planning, managing, and controlling project and product quality requirement in order to meet a stakeholder expectation. We were doing a particular project in one of the very big companies in Saudi Arabia called Al Wataniya Poultry. So in that particular company, what happened? It was a very big project of 120 million US dollar, huge project. I was a project manager for that. And when we were checking the machines and everything, there were, I think, 200, 300 motors in that factory, big motors and gearboxes that were used. So in our scope of project, it was written, all the motors that will be supplied will be SEW Germany or SEW Europe. It was written something like that. And what has happened that the company, they have supplied and it was installed also. That means it was a mistake from the checking people and everything. The thing that was supplied was some Chinese brand. I'm not saying that Chinese brand was bad. It's not that all Chinese brand are bad. It may be that the Chinese brand that they have installed, it may be better than SEW motors or gearboxes that comes. It may be. But we said that, see, in our scope, it was that the quality that you are going to give us for the gearboxes and motor is SEW made in Germany or made in Europe. And you have given a different brand. So it is not meeting our quality expectation. So you have to replace all the motors. So it was because it was not meeting the project quality requirement. So this is also example, there are some ways quality policy regarding planning, managing, and controlling project and product quality requirement in order to meet stakeholder expectations. So there are always a stakeholder expectation that how the work will be done. Suppose simple, somebody, you gave a contract for somebody to paint your home, and he or she comes and paint anyway, like a child, and he goes. You will say, this is a poor quality, I will not accept. We want the paint to be smooth and not like anything that you have put on. So the quality is not meeting the requirement. So this is something which you need to also understand and make checklist or make something so that the project quality is maintained throughout the project. Then comes project resource management. When we say resource, so it includes the process to identify, acquire, and manage the resources needed for the successful completion of the project. What type of resources? Manpower, material, equipment, these all are resources. Suppose I need a crane of 50 ton, example, for 3 days. So a good project manager will make sure that the crane that is supplied is of 50 ton and it is only coming for 3 days and it meets whatever is the requirement and it comes exactly on the requested time and it is not coming like and staying for many days, because if it is coming and staying for many days, what will happen? The cost will increase. So he has to understand that when it is needed, so a project manager has to make sure that the right resources are brought at the right time and at the right place. So that is the most important thing that is needed in project resource management. Also, if for a particular project, you need 2 electrical engineer or electricians, example, and if suppose the electricians are not there, what will happen? The project will be delayed. So in the project resource management, you have to identify, acquire, and manage the resources that is needed for successful completion of the project. Okay, we will study some calculations also in this project resource management. And what type of, when we say resource management, so when we say different type resource, so you have to see number of people, number of what type of skills. So all those things will come. Yep, Joseph sir, please ask.
Mr. Fasi, like, when you say resource only, like, manpower is part of this, or like, for example, to run a project, for example, in case of the thing, we need, machineries, we need, power.
Yeah, everything. So I said resource management is not only about people, it is about it is not only about manpower, it is also about equipment, materials that is required. Any equipment, any material. So everything will come under project resource management. All the resources, human resource, machine resource, raw material resource, or anything that you are required. So all the things will come under project resource management. So this is project resource management. Then comes project communication management. This is also very, very important topic. Communication management. It includes the process required to ensure timely and appropriate planning, collection, creation, distribution, storage, retrieval, management, control, monitoring, and ultimate disposition of project information. So this is a theoretical thing. What does it mean? Project communication management. See, example, if you are in a particular project, you need to communicate with various people. With various people means some supplier, some customers. You have to communicate with your seniors, with different departments and everything. So this is project communication management. And there should be a setup. Example, how frequently the meeting should happen. Should he follow the minutes of meeting or memo or notes of the meeting? Who all will come in the meeting? Who all should be in CC of the email? Who should not be in CC of the email? So, these type of communication is very, very important, because a project manager, in reality, he spends more than 50% of the time in one activity, that is communication. He spent more than 50% of his time in communication. How? He communicates to staff, he communicates to vendors, suppliers, different departments, finance, seniors, juniors. So he's spending a lot of time. So there should be a plan as, okay, like weekly report should be given to who all people. Daily report should go to which all people. The monthly report of the project should go to which all people. So those all things are discussed and put in the beginning, so that there is no ambiguity or no fight that why didn't equipment CC, why I was not informed. So you know that which all people have to be informed, which are the people that need not be informed. So that is the project communication management. How the information will be stored. So example, if they say that, okay, the meeting. So you say that after the meeting, everything that is discussed should be put in minutes of meeting, should be signed by all the people who have attended as what was discussed. What is the pending work? Who is responsible to do that? When they are responsible to do it? What is the deadline they promised to do it? So all those things are there. It should be signed. It should be scanned, sent as email to all the people, or made it in a file or folder in the computer. So that is called a project communication management, as it includes the process required to ensure timely and appropriate planning, collection, creation, distribution, storage, retrieval, management, control, monitoring, and ultimate disposition of project information. So after project communication management, what will come? Project risk management. What is a risk management? Any idea? Risk management.
So any project might have any challenges. For example, a construction project, can have challenges which is completely unexpected. So these risks cannot be avoided, but at least could have been anticipated. There are potential risks can be anticipated during the course of the project. So that is.
So when we talk about, I want to share this link. So this one we will study when we will come more in detail. But to risk, as you said, sir, risk is something which is unseen. You don't know what is going to happen and how it is going to happen. But based upon the situation, circumstances, we can anticipate some risk. So example, the basic risk management that we do, example, everybody drives a bike or a car, whatsoever. So people get their bike insured or car insured, bike insurance, car insurance. So what you know that when you are driving a car, there are probabilities that you can hit somebody or somebody can hit you. So there is a risk involved in it. So we do an insurance of the car or insurance of the bike or insurance of yourself. So so what you are trying to do, you are trying to manage the risk. Suppose, see, I drive a normal car. Now, suppose in Dubai, there are people who are driving very, very costly cars like Rolls Royce, example, or very, very costly models of car. So example, they are driving those costly cars. Suppose I go and hit them by mistake, or they hit me. Now, if example, I hit somebody whose car is made up of very, very high quality. So they say this total repair cost is 200,000 dirham. So even if I sell my car, 1/4 will not come in paying that. That's why I did my car insurance. So what will happen? And it's a third party car insurance. So that company will say, okay, there is an accident, police report and everything will there. So the insurance company is going to pay to the car owner for that particular accident that has happened. So what I'm trying to do, I am passing the risk that would have been on me as a project risk or anything risk. I'm passing it to somebody else. I'm passing it to a insurance company. So this type we will study more in detail. This is called mitigation. So I pass the risk that is on me to somebody else, but it is not for free. I have to pay some premium, some insurance. So example, if I am always making accident, so in the history that there is he's making more accident, so maybe they will ask me more money to cover me. And if somebody is accident-free driving, so he has to pay less premium. So this is called project risk management. So the other risk that can be at a project, example, if it's a construction, people can fall, life risk, fire can happen, data loss risk, data theft risk, fire risk, accidental risk, financial risk. Financial risk can happen. You are doing a big project, all of a sudden, your company is not having the funding that is required. If you know that this Burj Khalifa, the tallest tower in the world, if you go back into the history, its actual name that they were making it was some different. Hello, I don't know why all of a sudden the screen logged off. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what has happened that all of a sudden I went outside this.
Yeah, now okay, sir.
Yeah. So all of a sudden this particular issue happened and it became Burj Khalifa. So that is a risk, financial risk. So there are different type of risk that we have to understand. We have to identify. We have to analyze the response. We have to do monitoring risk to monitor the risk. So that all we will study in project risk management. And when we will study project risk management, we will also do some calculations. And from next class, we will simultaneously also do some basic calculation. See, in project management exam, when they are taking your exam, their idea is not to take your mathematics skill knowledge test of your mathematics, how good you are in mathematics, how excellent you are in mathematics, because it's not an exam of mathematics. It's an exam of project management. So the question that they are going to ask, if something from numerical, it's going to be very, very basic, very, very basic, direct, put on the formula and you get the answer. There are around 35 different type of concepts, and all those 35 concepts, all one question I have already made with one example that will make your journey very, very, very easy. You don't have to remember this formula, because if you practice 1 or 2 times, by common sense also you will be able to do. So people say numericals. So this is not numerical, like very complex numerical. When we will do the numericals, you will say, oh, this is very like child. So you will be able to do it very, very easily. So don't worry for that. But we will do the numericals from next class, that is tomorrow's class, some numericals. So people don't sleep, some theory, some numerical. We will come like that. So project risk management comes. So I hope it is clear. Anthony, sir, you were asking something. Please ask. I saw the hand. So
No. But before I could ask you answer this question, because I was trying to ask, is even financial risk is part of this risk management,
yes.
for which you've already answered. Thank you.
Yeah, financial risk is always a part of this. So any project we are doing there, we have to understand the financial risk as well. So project communication management, project risk management, project procurement management. What is procurement? Purchasing. It includes the process necessary to purchase or acquire product, service, or result. See, it's not only you purchase the product, you also purchase service. Like example, I want to rent a crane. So I will not purchasing it. We are just renting it. I want to get a result about the soil test. So I'm just purchasing a service. So project procurement management is what to purchase, from where to purchase, how much to purchase, when to purchase. So those all things are studied in project procurement management or project purchasing management. Approximately both are same thing. Now comes project stakeholder management. What is stakeholder management? Like example, see what happened in our life when we are doing a particular project. In sometime, there is something which is in our control. Something is that it is in the control of senior people. So now I want that. Example, I am asking another company to send me some pending payment and they are not paying. So now I have to involve the senior stakeholder in that company and I have to put him in CC. Why I'm putting him in CC? So that the senior people in the company understand that their company has not paid. So indirect message, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to manage the stakeholder. Suppose I am running a project and in that project, my company for who is doing the project, other departments are not giving me support. They are not giving me people or resources and everything. So I send a special invite to the people that next week we are going to have a meeting at the project site on so and so date, so and so time, and you all are requested to attend. And note, you also put to the senior, like your director or senior people, dear sir or dear something, it would be great if you can please attend so we can update you about the project and everything. So when he comes, you are intentionally fixing it that when he comes, he understands that, okay, why the things are pending. And so he supports you. So this is indirectly like managing the stakeholder. So project stakeholder management, it includes the process required to identify the people, groups or organization that could impact or be impacted by the project to to analyze the stakeholder expectations and their impact on the project, and to develop appropriate management strategies for effectively engaging a stakeholder in project decisions and execution. We will study a lot in detail in project stakeholder management. So one important thing, this project is stakeholder management, project procurement management, project risk management, communication management, resource management, quality management, cost management, schedule management, scope management. These all activities, you need not be an expert in this. Why? You don't need to be an expert. I don't know about costing. Okay, if I don't know, I don't know. I don't know how to do the scheduling. If I don't know scheduling, it's all right. I don't know how to write the scopes. It's all right. As a project manager, I don't need to write everything. I can hire people. I can take the help of other people to do it on my behalf. Under my supervision for sure, but they can do. But only one thing is there, which is project integration management. It is the sole responsibility of the project manager. It cannot be assigned to anybody else other than the project manager. And what is project integration management? It includes the process and activities to identify, define, combine, unify, and coordinate the various process and project management activities within the project management process group. That means the scope, schedule, even though it will be managed, you can ask somebody to manage the schedule. You cannot run away from the responsibility. You as a project manager, you have to run the whole show. So you have to be an integrator. If you see, people, if in the CV, before people would write some of the skills, so they're hardworking, this. Nowadays, people are putting skills like resilient, integration skills. So what is integrator? So you are able to integrate with people. You are able to make sure that people work with you. They are able to work under you, work for you, and you are able to make sure that you are like a common point of reference for everything. So you can assign other people. You cannot say, don't ask me the schedule. I was the scheduler to make the schedule. You can't blame him. At the end of the day, you will be held responsible for everything. So project
Sir, can't hear you.
able?
No, we
Can
can't.
hear me? No?
No. Now, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I don't know what happened. So what I'm saying, is it clear all the 11 knowledge areas?
Yes.
Okay. Just be 1 second. I think the internet, I will change the router to a faster router. 1 minute. No, it will be faster. There will be no voice break. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah. So actually what has happened that there are two different internet in our home. Both are same only, but there is a rerouter, so it increases the speed. So that is what I connected now. So it will increase the speed and of the. So I was saying that all the other scope, you can ask somebody to do it on your behalf under your supervision. But project integration management is something which you cannot assign to anybody else. It is the sole responsibility of the project manager, and you will be held responsible for it. So these are the 11 different topics that we have to study as in the project management. So I hope everything is clear, because now the concepts will be going on building it. Now comes project management. Yes.
Sir, please. Sir, it is only 10, sir. Knowledge project.
10, like project is.
Project.
Yeah, and one is the integration. Project integration management, scope management, schedule management, cost management, quality management, resource management, communication management, risk management, project procurement management, stakeholder management.
Sir, but then I'm getting serious here.
Yeah. So these all things need to be understood. And this is what we will build our concepts in the future. So before we go more in project management process, different process, I know people get bored. So we will go a bit in some numerical. So these numericals, as I said, it's very, very easy. It's not like something difficult. Okay. So when we will study this will become very, very easy. So as a project manager or someone who is studying to become project management professional, there are many things that you need to know how to monitor and calculate. When you are just getting started, many of this calculation can seem challenging, but these are 33, 35 questions that you need to see. And it's very, very easy. The reason this will come actually in schedule management, but why I'm teaching you a bit so that you understand and you start developing confidence that these questions are not something very hard or complex. This is very, very easy. Just you need to practice 1 or 2 times. And in the exam, if these questions come, they will not ask you complex question. The questions is not going to test complex thing. The exam is not of mathematics or numericals. It is the exam just to understand basic knowledge. People who are even in arts, in film and televisions and news, they are also not taking. In one of the previous batch, I think there was a lady who joined us from Qatar, and she was into the media industry and movies, and I don't know which industry, media she said. So she was in the media industry. So there also, when they are doing a project of movie shoot or serial shoot, or let us say newspaper shoot or reporting, so it's also a project that they have to manage many times. So they also need to understand the inputs of the thing. So the questions are not for mathematics. It is just basic question which anybody can answer. So let me show you 1 or 2 example before we go in the theoretical thing. See, as you remember, if you remember that expected activity duration we will study. So let me make you understand in a basic language. So somebody asked, I asked, let us say one of our participants from our group, let us say we have engineer Richard, Roxas, Mr. Richard, my boss name is Richard Fowler. So if you see Richard Fowler, he is my boss. So you will always be remembered, engineer Richard. So example, I ask engineer Richard, Mr. Richard, from your home, when you want to go to your office, how fast you can reach? So he says to me, see, in the best condition, like in the night, when I have to go sometime for company's work, there is some problem in the factory and I have to go sometime, there's no traffic. I can reach in my company in 10 minutes. In the best condition, I can reach my company in just 10 minutes. So what is this called as? In the best condition. Some book write in the most optimistic condition, O. O stands for optimistic condition, or in the most positive condition, or in the best case scenario. Mr. Richard is saying, I reach in 10 minutes. People can note down, O is here 10 minutes. Mr. Richard is saying in the best time slot, if he has to reach, he can reach in 10 minutes. If he is going in the night, there's no traffic, straight road, clear, I can reach in 10 minutes. So O is 10 minutes. Then I say, no, but what about if there is huge traffic and everything? In Philippines, especially in Manila, traffic is very, very bad. You can be stuck. Okay, in that condition, in worst condition, what time you take? In worst condition, it can take for me 50 minutes. 50 minutes. So the P is 50 minutes. In pessimistic condition or in the worst case scenario, I can reach in 50 minutes. Okay. So Mr. Richard says in the worst condition or in the pessimistic condition or in the bad condition, he can reach in 50 minutes. So pessimistic is the highest time that he is taking in 50 minutes. So you say, okay, in 50 minutes is the pessimistic time. In the best condition, optimistic condition, most optimistic, he can reach in 10 minutes. In the worst condition, he can reach in 50 minutes. But then again, I asked, no, Mr. Richard, if on an average, how much time? Oh, on an average, it takes for me 20 minutes. So the L is most likely on an average. See, different books, different writers, different trainers, they use different words. So I use both the word because reading from different book. So you say most likely or on an average, it takes 20 minutes. Now, when we will learn this scheduling, we will see there are two formula. What are the two formula? One is to find how much is the timeline. So one is average. So what is average? So you say 10 minutes in the optimistic, 50 minutes in the pessimistic, and likely, most likely or average. So you add all the three straight and divide it by 3. So what I do, I will do it on Paint or anything. So let us say not Paint. Okay, Paint, let us say. Or let me use this. It is easy. So there are 3 formulas, beta distribution, and this all things will come, but I'm just trying to, one is O plus P. My writing is very, very bad. And that also in here, most likely. And then you do, this is the average method. So you divide it by 3. So I said in the first condition, optimistic, Mr. Richard says he can reach in 10 minutes. In pessimistic, in the worst case scenario, he takes 50 minutes. And in the most likely condition, he says that on an average or most likely he reaches in 20 minutes. So if I have to find the scheduling, so I will just do all the 3 numbers, and as there are 3 numbers, so I will do an average. This is the first way. 10 plus 50, 60, 60 plus 20, 80, 80 divided by 3 is the time. If we simplify it, it is going to be around 16 point, how much, sir? 16.33 or what?
26.66.
26.66, huh? So 26.66. So the most likely time that has come is 26.66 minutes. So we will say that this whole, when we are doing the scheduling, we will consider this one. So this is one way of calculating. But the beta distribution method says, or the another formula is O plus P plus 4 times of most likely divided by whole number is divided by 6. So this is considered practically to be better. It will be written in exam by which method. So example, I will do that also. So now by beta distribution, that we will study what is beta method and what is all those things that will come again. I'm just trying to build up that these things are not very complex. So that is what I'm trying to explain. So now we go again. So another method is O plus P. See, different people, as I said, in books, you will find different way it is written. But you have to understand what? Optimistic in the best condition, pessimistic in the worst condition, or average. You cannot AV, RAG, you cannot AV, or most likely. So all the 3 are okay. But what is the formula saying? Optimistic plus pessimistic plus 4 times of most likely. So you are saying 4 into most likely. Plus 4 times of most likely. This whole will be divided by 6. So what is O plus P plus 4L divided by 6? So optimistic is 10, pessimistic is 50. So 10 plus 50 becomes 60, and most likely is 20. So you multiply it 4 times. You are giving more weightage to the average. So 4 into 20 is 80. So 80 plus 50, 130, 130 plus 10. Oh, sorry. What happened? Is 140. 140 by 6, correct, sir?
Yeah.
How much it is coming?
23.33.
So practically, this is considered more like closer. So there are different 23.66 example. I'm saying whatever is the answer. So this is another way of calculating by beta distribution. So when we are talking about this word file, so you are going to get questions like this. So this is the thing. So let us do the realistic question. So a project has an optimistic value of 5 weeks, a pessimistic value of 20 weeks, and most likely duration of 10 weeks. Find the project expected activity duration. That means EAD, expected activity duration. In how much time that project is going to take, expected activity duration. So EAD is equal to O plus pessimistic. So please solve this question.
Yeah, solved.
No, one time also do in pair on calculator or mobile, anything, or paper, so that it becomes clear. So this is the way it will come. 5 plus 20 plus 4 into 10 divided by 6. So expected activity duration is equal to 10.83 weeks. So when you are assigning, like example, Mr. Anthony, he is taking a project for making a compressor, a big compressor. So he will check all the condition, in optimistic condition, pessimistic, most likely condition, but he has to give a real time. So he will use either of the two method, average method or the beta distribution, which is this method, optimistic plus pessimistic plus 4 times of most likely. And if it is coming 10.83, so he will tell to the customer, expected activity duration is 11 weeks. 11 weeks. So he will write that. So expected activity duration is 10.83, which is 11 weeks. So this is how this type of questions will be there. And all, yes, Debsu, please ask.
Sir, who created this formula and why 4L? Like, what is the reason for 4L and who created this? Any history about
Who created to that, I don't know. To be honest, I really don't know who created, but somebody, project management expert, may have calculated it, but I really don't know who calculated it. But the real reason why this is that this is a beta distribution method. Like there are alpha distribution method, beta distribution method. We will study more in detail. So like, example in normal condition, example also, it can be with the timeline. It can also for the cost. So example, I ask somebody, like example, I ask you, if I have to visit your state, I think, are you from Odisha?
Sir, I'm from Hyderabad. I am actually born in Kolkata but raised in Hyderabad.
Okay. So example, if I ask you in West Bengal, in Calcutta, example, that because I have a house in Kolkata myself, so I know Calcutta. So it's not, I know everything in Calcutta actually. So example, if I have to ask you that how much money is required to visit Calcutta? So you say to me, see, it depends upon how much you want to spend. You can spend million, you can spend in few thousand, you can come and see with your family, Kolkata. So I ask, no, as a normal. So you say, see, in the best condition, in the best thing, why don't you visit during this time? It will be off season and you can stay with your family for 1 week in a good 4-star hotel, and you can go and see all the famous places in Calcutta, in and around Kolkata. And I think Calcutta is not so costly. You will spend around 15,000 rupees for staying for 1 week. So that is the optimistic condition. And I say, what about if I come in, let us say, I want to see, like, let us say that the time of Durga Puja. You say, no, Durga Puja, it's a festival. It's a very, very famous festival in Calcutta. So everything is, people are coming from different places. So the things goes up. So that time you have to spend around 35,000. So that is the pessimistic condition. Worst condition, I have to spend 35,000. Then I say, no, in a normal month, how much? So he says, Around 10,000-12,000 you have to spend. So that is the most likely. So there are two different ways. One is to either add all the 3 and divide by 3, or most likely. When you say most likely, that means based upon all the practical examples, most likely on frequent basis. That is why more weightage is given, 4 times weightage is given to it, so that you can give more weightage to it. And that is how this beta distribution formula came. Who invented, I don't know, but the logic is that based upon the probability of doing this project or probability of achieving this time. So that is why this more importance is given there. So O plus P plus 4L divided by 6 comes as a method. And this is how we find it. You can follow either, but on which one you have to follow? Either you can follow, but if it is written by beta distribution, you have to use this formula. If it is written in exams, so you have to check which is written. So that is how it is done. In real life, how you do? I will tell you one simple rule. Always remember in life, if you want to be successful, or if anybody wants to be successful, there is one condition. What is the condition? Always under promise and over deliver. Please remember the night. Always under promise and over deliver. Never over promise and under deliver. What happened? Example, your boss asks you, Mr. Debsu, when you think you can submit this report? See, as an Indian person, as an Asian person, what happens? We all have a habit. Without seeing anything, we say, boss says, can you give tomorrow? I have not seen myself also. What is the report all about? He is asking. Okay, sir. I say, okay, sir. Now, when I go open the file, I say, I don't know anything about this. It will take 1 week for me to collect the information. Now, next day you meet your boss. And boss asks, Mr. Debsu, where is the report? And you say, sir, actually yesterday only you gave to me. Yeah, but yesterday you told to me that you are going to give it to me today. Yes, sir, but you know, there were many tasks that is there. Still I am collecting. What? He will be happy or angry? Definitely he will be angry. So what mistake you did? You over-promised. You will give it tomorrow. And you are delivered, under-delivered. You couldn't deliver it right. Under-delivered. So when you over-promise and you under-deliver, what happened? There is failure. There are expectations. There is a negative thing. But on the other hand, if you promise somebody more time, so example, your boss asks, Mr. Debsu, when you can do this file? And you say that, sir, let me go through it and I'll call you back in 20 minutes. And then you see and say, this thing will take 3 days, example. So you tell to him, boss, it will take 5 days. Boss says, 5 days? Anybody can do it in 1 day. Sir, anybody can do it in 1 day. I'm not saying that. But if you want a good report, it will take at least 5 days, sir, because I am also doing the regular work, other thing, and site visits and everything. And I don't want to give you anything useless. I want to work really nice report on this and give you a good report, sir. So it is better, sir, if you give me 5 days. No, Debsu, I can't give you 5 days. You have to do it in 3. No, sir, at least give me 5 days. Okay, I give you 4 days. You say, okay. Now, in 4 days, he said, and let us say he's expecting on 4th day you are going to give. Suppose you go and give him on 3rd day. Boss, this is the report on 3rd day. You under promised. You said you will give it in 5 days. And now what you have done? You have over delivered. You have delivered more than you promised. So instead of delivering in 5 days, you delivered in 3 days. Instead of delivering in 4 days, you delivered in 3 days. Boss will be extremely happy. So always remember in life, always under promise and over deliver. So in reality, if example, a project has an optimistic value of 5 weeks, 10 weeks, and it is 10.83, in real life, if I have to tell how much time the project will take, I will always tell it will take 15 weeks or 14 weeks. I will extend, because in the last moment, in reality, I'm saying in the practical world, you have to keep extra margin for uncertainty that comes in project. So this is the thing. So first, Joseph, sir, you were asking something, please ask. Then Engineer Richard can also ask.
No, I'm good. Answer the question already. Thanks.
Yeah. Engineer Richard, please ask your question.
Sir, good afternoon. Sir, actually, this kind of work, I'm using this one for scheduling.
Yeah, for scheduling. That is what I said. For scheduling, we will study in detail. Actually, I should have gone, but I was just trying to build up the concept of numericals, that when numericals come, it's not complex numerical, it's easy numerical. So that is what I was saying, that it's not like you have to remember something or memorize something. 1 or 2 times you practice, it will come as default. By default, you will understand what has to be done. So this is what I was trying to explain, that this is not some complex numericals or complex mathematics they are going to ask, because this is an exam, simple exam of projects management. They don't want to test your knowledge or something. And Debsu sir, what has happened actually? So why we are giving in real life, whatever is like most likely from your experience. So that is why you want to give more importance to that. But at the same time, you don't want to you don't want to miss considering the optimistic condition and the worst condition. So you add 1 data of optimistic, 1 data of pessimistic, and you multiply 4 times of the average data or most likely data to get to this result. So this is called beta distribution. And like who invented it, I will try to find it out and I will send to you on WhatsApp, on your WhatsApp. I will try to find it out.
Yes. Understood the concept. Really interesting.
Yes. So this type of questions will come. Okay. Now there is another thing called total float. Okay. I'm also going, what is float? We will study again in schedule management this question. Okay. Because I just want to build up the basic concepts that these numericals people run away. Some people say, this project management is not for me. No, it's not like that. If project management is for everybody. So when you say float, what is float? Example. Let me give an example like, Engineer Richard, please ask.
Yes, sir. In project scheduling, the float is this is the activity with the sufficient time that is not affected by the critical activities that you are handling. For example, you have a critical path activities, and these activities are there is excess or sufficient time before for this activity. So you can, this is what you call the float,
yes, you are right. Absolutely right. Yes, you are absolutely right, sir. So to just make it very easy for everybody. So float, what is a float? Float, what is the meaning? Float means free. So example, you say that this boat can float on water, that this boat can freely float on water. So what is a float when we are saying? Float is the thing that is not going to affect or delay your project. Example, suppose, let us say, Mr. Debsu starts from his office at 8 a.m. in the morning, and whichever time he starts, I'm not thinking about the practical aspect. Let us say about traffic and all those things. Forget about all those things. Suppose he live in a place, a small town like where I live in India, there are not so much traffic. You can still go on your bike anywhere in very short time. Or example, I'm saying, if you are, so what happens? So I'm saying that Mr. Debsu can reach his office in 20 minutes. If he starts from his home, he starts his bike, he reaches his office in 20 minutes. If he starts at 8 a.m., he reaches at 8:20. If he starts at 8:30, he reaches at 8:50. So whatever time he starts, he reach in 20 minutes his office. Let us say his office starts at 9 a.m. Let us think his office starts at 9 a.m. Suppose he started from his home at 8 o'clock. What is the time when he will reach his office?
8:20.
8:20. He will reach at 8:20. But his office starts at what time? 9 o'clock. So this 40 minute is the float. He can do for whatever he wants. So this 40 minute is called the float. We will study more in detail that technical term, but I'm making you understand the basic concept. So this is called the float. Let us say he started at 8:30 from his home. What time he will reach? 8:50. How much is the float available with him? 10 minutes. Suppose he starts at 8:40 from his office and from his home. What is the time he will reach his office? 9 o'clock. Is there any float available now?
No.
No, he doesn't have any float. No float. Now, if he is delayed by a single minute, he will reach his office late. He will not be considered that he has reached his office on time. His project will be delayed. So what is a float? Float is the total amount of time that a project may be delayed without delaying the end of the said project. So example, he can delay every day. He can go 8 o'clock, 8:20, 8:30, but the last delay that he can do is 8:40. If after 8:40 he delays, his whole schedule for that day will be delayed. He will be marked as absent or he will be marked as late coming to the office. So total float, you can say, is the free amount of time that you have that you can delay. Suppose the whole painting needs to be completed in, if I have to get my floor painted, flat painted, it can be completed in 2 days. I have to give my flat to a renter on 10th of June and it takes 2 days. Now the flat is empty on 1st of June. The previous tenant has left the flat. And on 10th of June, I have to give it to somebody else. It takes for me 2 days. I can start on 2nd of June, the painting. I can start on 3rd of June. But I have to make sure that at least on 8th of June, I have to do the project because 8 and 9, it will take 2 days for painting and 10th, somebody can come. If I delay after 8, then the project will be called delayed. So this is the float. So if from 1st June till 8th June, I have 8 days of float. You can start on 2, finish on 3rd. You can start on 3, finish on 4, like this. Or you can start on 8 and you can finish on 9. So there are 4 terms that we will study here. Late start, late finish, early start, early finish. What is late start? What is late start? So example, the painting work example, I'm saying it takes 2 days. When the last I can start? Please tell anybody. If the project, if I got the flat free on 1st of June, I have to give it to somebody on 10th of June. It takes only 2 days to paint. What is the last time when I can late start? I can start. First say when is 8th of June. Correct. So 8th of June is called the late start. Yes, sir. Please tell.
8th is the float, right? Like day 8 is the float.
8 days are the float days, sir. But you know, on that, I'm saying that the on which day it can start, the worst condition. On which particular day? 8th of June it can start. Correct. The last start. Because after 8th June, if it starts on 9th June, then you will be not able to give the flat to somebody because the project takes 2 days and you are already delayed now. So the late start will be 8th of June. And when is the earliest you can start?
6th of June.
1st of June. The earliest that you can start is 1st of June. Correct? Because the flat is free for you to start on 1st of June. If you see the question, so that is called earliest start can be on 1st of June. Late start is on 8th of June. Correct, sir? This late start and earliest start?
Yes.
LS and ES, late start and earliest start. So what is the total float? Total float is the late start day minus earliest start day. So late start is 8th of June, earliest start is 1st of June. So the total float here is 7 days float you have. Because on 10th you have to give it to somebody. So you have to finish everything by 9. So the total float in this question is 7 days. Is it clear, sir? The first thing. Or else, if still there is confusion, we can go make an Excel sheet, simple. Just 2-3 minutes before we will finish. I don't want you to. So example, 1st June, the flat is ready to be painted. And 10th June, you have to hand over to somebody. 10th June, you have to hand over to somebody. So 1st June, is the earliest start date. You can start painting from the earliest on 1st of June, correct? And when is the, so I will say earliest start, you can start on 1st June, 1 June, and late start. Because the project is of painting project will take 2 days. I'm just giving example of that it will take 2 days. So earliest you can start on 1 June. Late you can start when, sir? 8 June or 7 June? 8 June or 9 June? So it will be 8 June because 8 June you will start, 8 and 9 it will get completed, 10th you can give to somebody. So this is the late start. So if you have to find the total float is equal to LS, sorry, what is happening? Late start minus earliest start. So late start is 8 June, earliest start is 1 June, so it will become 7 days. So the total float you have is 7 days. You have free available time of 7 days. You can do any time. You can start on 1 June, 2 June, 3 June, 4 June, 5 June, but only for 7 days you can play. On 8th June last, you have to start, otherwise your project will be delayed. Is it clear, sir? Everybody? Any question, please ask.
Clear, sir.
Clear? So in the similar, yes, sir?
Yeah, clear, sir.
Okay. So total float is late start minus early start. Now another formula is late finish minus early finish. What is late finish minus another? See, both are same only. You can do by late start minus early start, or you can do by late finish minus early finish. So example, early finish. Now tell me when the earliest the project can finish. Please tell anybody. Earliest when the project can finish.
2nd June.
2nd June. So earliest the project can finish is 2nd June. And what is the late finish when it can happen?
10th.
No, 10th you have to hand over, sir.
9th June.
9 June. 9 June, correct? So 9 June. So total float we will calculate. Formula is again, total float is LF minus EF. So here it will become also, any method you do, it will become same answer will come 7 days. So this is called, sir, late finish and early finish, late start and early finish and total float. So this is the thing. And this is a question. Please solve this question before we take off for today. A project has an early start day of 2 and a late start day of 7. So find the total float. This is very, very easy. They did. I went one more step to explain a complex thing, but this is very, very easy. They have already given that early start day is 2 and late start day is 7. So find the total float. So total float is late start minus early start, 7 minus 2, which is equal to 5. So in this case, the project may be delayed by a total of 5 days without delaying the end time of the project. But if they delay more than 5 days, the whole project will get delayed. Is it clear, sir? That is already shared. This whole question paper book is also shared with you. So you can see this. So is it clear, or anybody has to ask anything before we stop for the day?
Clear.
Clear.
Okay. So we meet tomorrow at 2:30. And in case still, if anything is there, you can ask on the group, you can send me a WhatsApp, you can email me, whichever thing you feel is comfortable, do, because I want you to make an expert in PMP. And believe me, after 35 hours of training, you can also give the training to other people. So this is my intention, and you will pass the exam.